Hey everybody, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's Toy Chats, folks. I
Monday
messed
Night
up.
Raw.
I did not know because that's the AEW. Because it's like you got to do. It's Wednesday, and that means I stole that line from Excalibur. It sucks. So I had to steal it for our show. And I use it for Monday, and I use it for Wednesday. So yeah. So it's me, obviously your boy Dre, with the cool co-hostess with the mostest, King Bob and Smitty, and we have an awesome guest that, yes, I'm glad that he came in clutch, folks, last minute, the Golden Dongle, king
What's up, y'all?
of our little realm today in the Genshin. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. Got in more glow stuff today, so it's a great day.
Oh, look at that. He's already happy. I love it. So I want to hear your story, sir, because Smitty can regale me with your tales like a true bard that he is. But I need to hear what got you started in this. What are you doing? Like, tell me about you.
Okay. So first off, I'm from just outside Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wait, you're in my name? Wait, you're in my neck of the woods? And I ain't
Uh-huh.
never seen you. Oh, we
Yes,
got to
sir.
talk after the show.
Yes, sir. Gotta get that
We're
together.
going to talk. Look at that.
But I kind of am known as one of the guys that you go to if you want to see some cool glow stuff. I kind of specialize in the realm of glow. That's my favorite, and that is the area I tend to go harder into than most collectors, I would say. Just a little. So actually, I went back and took a look at some things and got a couple things here beside me to give you a little introduction to how I got into all this. So I actually didn't know anything about designer toys 2 years ago. At all. In any way, shape, or form. Now, at that time, I was already collecting Funko. And Funko was the gateway drug into designer toys.
Ain't that the truth?
And the funny thing is that Funko, I actually tried to fight getting into Funko for about 2 years until they got the license from my favorite show, Rick and Morty. And they were actually the first major vendor that acquired the Rick and Morty license outside of Zen Monkey Studios.
Hey,
so, when they started actually putting out Rick and Morty, as much as I wanted to fight everything, they were the literal only place to get anything Rick and Morty that wasn't basically a pin. So that brings us to our first prop of the night, which is my first pop ever. Rick with portal gun. This is what got me into everything. If I had to pinpoint.
I had that one.
If I had to pinpoint one thing that got me really deep into collecting specifically new designer toys. I had been collecting antique toys for a while, but that's a whole different ball game completely. This is what started it, though. I was like, I'm only going to get just a couple Rick and Morty, and that'll be it.
Famous last words.
That did not end as that was put out, as I checked just for the show, and I'm currently at over 300 glow-in-the-dark pops alone. So this does not include anything that does not glow in the dark. If it is a multi-pack, I count it as one.
And yes, it never does stop it.
So I really may have a little problem, with that. But it's a good problem. A good problem to have.
Exactly.
So from there, I actually got into the mystery minis. I checked those. While I have over 50 complete sets, I only have about 70 glow pieces because that's all they made. If they had more, I would definitely love more, but that's about all they did there. And then from there, I led into TLS for a little bit, which was the loyal subjects, which were little articulating toys. And it was actually there that I got introduced to Dagos, another collector, and he gave me a Secret Santa box. And this Secret Santa box was Pandora's box. It truly opened the floodgates on everything. That was when he first got us talking, and he was like, well, if you love glow stuff, you got to check out this designer. You got to check out this designer, and you got to check out this designer. And next thing I knew, every day my messages were just full of these awesome designer toys. And at first I was like, okay, well, they're a little pricier than my Funkos, you know. I don't know if I can really do this, whatever, you know. And then we hit Berserker Black Market, had their first drop that I saw. And it was a lights out mystery box. Mystery boxes have always kind of had my attention just because, just like everyone else who collects toys, I like the joy and the thrill of the hunt and, you know, the thrill of that childhood joy of finding something, you know, and being excited about what you found. So with that, the first resin figure I ever bought, which was one of Berserker Black Market's Reapers. Something a little interesting about this one, though, is that while it wasn't a numbered piece, and there were a couple numbered pieces that were in the set, this, in my opinion, is one of the most unique pieces. And excuse me blocking my face. I wasn't paying attention to that. I get so excited with these. If you can see, he is multicolor.
That's dope.
And this
yeah,
was
you can
his
see it.
Glitch Reaper. So this was kind of the first resin toy that started me down this path.
That's a nice one.
Yep, that was the first one. And really from there, I just started looking out, and the more I looked, the more glow I found. That's just the honest truth of it. And the more unique ways glow was being used that I hadn't thought of or hadn't expected to see before. That point, you know, with the pops, it's all, you know, pretty much a monotone color. You know, when it glows, there's not really much elaboration to the glow at all. It's very basic, I would say. Well, then I met a very creative individual named Surge and Destroy.
Shout out to Surge. He's very, very freaking cool.
While this is one of the more tame Surge and Destroy pieces, this was just another thing that dug me deeper into the pit that was resin toys. And I say it in a negative way, but it's only because it affects my pocket, but I love everything I get.
Of course.
It's a very love-hate relationship.
Oh, yeah. Bob says it every week. He blames Smitty every week. Every week, at least twice a week.
So, and with Surge, as you've probably seen from having him on and everything else, he does crazy things with glow.
Yes,
he does crazy combinations. He does layers that you wouldn't think of. Layers within layers within layers. And he pulled me down that path too.
Do I blame Yessie? No,
yes.
Even though she has like I've tended to follow Yessie.
And that's the thing. I think once you start into the resin community, you kind of find a group, and whatever the group shows you is what you kind of go to next, at least to investigate and see if it's something that you're interested in. Because I'll tell you, since I found like Booze and Buddies and all the other wonderful programs, I have just been drawn deeper and deeper and deeper in. And I actually have only been collecting for just over a year, and currently have over 150 glow-in-the-dark resin pieces. That's only resin, and that's only glow-in-the-dark. So
I believe you. I believe you 100%, because that is how it is.
But when I say that when you walk through my house at night, the walls glow, that is no small understatement. And like I said, from there, actually found some double cast. And once you find double cast and triple cast and all that, then things get really expensive and really fun very quickly, as Schmitty, I'm sure, can attest.
Well, depend. I mean, yeah, double cast, especially if you get a bigger piece. Yeah. But you can also get some amazingly cool effects in the double and triple casting.
Well, and this was actually the first one that I came into contact with. So this was by Joe Forrester, and this was his Deathly Hourglass. This was his tester. It's got a couple imperfections on it, but it has all of his little George pumpkins all through the bottom. And the way that they glow through the skull and look like brains just transformed the piece to another level, if you can kind of see down here.
Yeah.
And like I said, just from there, you kind of continue down, get introduced to more people. Next up was probably barely the first, I would say, really mainstream, I guess, resin artist. Would you say that's fair? That when you talk to somebody who's not into resin art, they're like, "Oh yes, I've heard of him."
He's definitely one, especially because of work, his work with Tiny Ghosts. A lot of people have heard of him, so he definitely is one. A lot of people have come into resin through him.
Yes, that's a very elegant way of putting it. That's what I meant to say. What Smitty just said, write that down. That's what I meant to say. But once again, you get into him and you get some really interesting pieces. This is his Bubbles the Kaiju. But I mean, and really from there, you just start getting to know the artists. And I think that's really one of the things that has really changed the way I collect and focused me more, is that with Funko, there's a lot of variety and they do very good marketing and product placement. Basically now you can't go into any store without seeing Funko something,
True. Very true.
The thing is that Funko as a company, and I hate to say this, but they really don't care about your individual collector experience.
Oh, they don't.
There were times when I was hunting the mystery minis, there'd be 1 in 72 store exclusives, and stores only got a case of 12. So that means at minimum you had to go to, or, at worst, if you hit the odds perfectly, 6 stores to find this one figure. And then you'd find it and it'd be broken in the box. Box perfect. Figure broken. And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, just take it back to the store for a full refund. Have a great day." And it's like, it doesn't help anything.
I'll be honest with you, just because I feel like after meeting Handmade by Robots and really getting to experience a company that's really, like I said, that my children and I have gone to, like Walmart, and seeing their stuff and actually getting to hear their experience, and then them asking us for advice on stuff, it just felt like such a great experience with them. And it might have been how Funko was back in the day. Like when they first got started, they were probably like a company that was like fledgling like that. And now look at them, they're that global empire that's just like, hey, we have what we have. But honestly, every major company can be like that. I mean, it's very rarely do you ever see like a major company in any of the collector fields treat another collector well. It's you hope and you pray. That's literally how.
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh yeah, that's what drove me right into the arms of, like I said, the resin community and everything like that. I mean, I can tell you there's several artists I haven't bought a single piece from yet. Keyword there being yet. But every time I go anywhere, they're, "What's up?" in my DMs talking to me. If it looks like I have a bad day, people are in my DMs going, "Hey, you all right? Is everything okay?" And I mean, these are people I haven't spent a dime on. They have no monetary reason to do any of this stuff. And that's what you find in the resin community that you just don't find in a lot of the other communities. And I think that's really what differentiates it out for me and what's driven me so hard into that area of toy collecting specifically.
I think that's actually a very unique thing saying it like that, because I want to, and I've stated this ever since Smitty introduced us to this creatives community, that they give a damn. I have a relationship with several of these guys that I talk to through text message, not through just DMs. Like they have my number. We talk. You know, like I hit people up when we have interests outside of just toys that have created a friendship. And like I said, Smitty has become that ambassador. And every single person that I have brought on this show has said they 100 dub him the ambassador of the creatives. And even now Bob has like risen to like a rank.
I would say I've fallen head over heels into this community.
Risen in the sense that you are you're well known. People know you.
I'm well known, but I'm known. I mean, I'm no Smitty, but you know,
bro, the reason you and I are known is because of him.
I'm working on it. Working
up Smitty weight. I'm still working up there. I'm not there yet.
I don't have right now. I don't have the bank account to go toe to toe with Smitty.
I don't think any of us do.
I kind of get what I get, and you know, every once in a while, I will snipe something out from under him, and I feel proud about that. And
well, Bob, you also have other things you collect, like Smitty, kind of like as we've discussed, and I don't know if you're going through the same thing, Dongle, because I know that like in our clique, the four of us, each of us kind of collects like one or two major things. Smitty is the one guy I know that does not really leave the creative bubble. Like resin toys, anything that's designer, that's Smitty's wheelhouse. Bob and I are and like JC, and even JC has kind of moved away and become very like single-minded. But Bob and I are the only ones that kind of dabble in a couple things.
I mean, for me to be single-minded, I would be neglecting a lot of the cool stuff that I have. If I said, all right, I'm going to sell off everything I got, but I'm only going to collect this. There's no way in hell you're making me get rid of my Michael J. Fox autograph or my Christopher Lloyd autograph. I will fight you to push him out of my collection. That ain't gonna happen. So for me, being more, into the into the resin toys and into some Funko, even though I just unloaded about 200 of my pops, and I'm gonna probably get rid of another couple hundred in the next week or so. But it's cool to collect other things. Have that little variety. Like, okay, people come in here, I show them, this is my autographs. These are, the first thing they notice on my coffee table is my big teal book of creative cards. That's is that hard not to say? What the hell's in that teal friggin' book right there? And then you open up and you show them, and it's like, oh shit.
Exactly. I want to take a second though to thank everybody that's coming into the chat. I think you guys are awesome. Big shout out to we have Josh Pence, folks. Speaking of just collecting, I have to shout him out in particularly. Josh Pence has been one of the YouTubers I have followed for many years, and he has ebbed and flowed with his collection, and I love it because he has no frills, no nonsense, does not give a shit on what you like that he collects. He collects it. And I love it because he's like, hey, this is what I like, and if I enjoy it, that's what brings me love. And, and I saw your CCC videos, dude. I'm glad you had a great weekend. I also am glad you're recovering. I just heard about OG Geek recovering too, so I hope you all are feeling good, even with dubs. And I think Seth was the only one that kind of made it out of that. Just to let you guys know. So if you guys haven't had a chance, check out their videos. They're freaking hilarious. All great to see. OG Geek and their podcasting at the show was hilarious. Just it was an awesome video to watch. But thank you to Yessie. I agree 100%. We love Smitty. That's like, he's been the linchpin. Like he tries to say, I don't like being on camera, but this dude, whenever we get a creative on here, Yessie, when you were here, it's like he beams. It's like this guy just loves.
Hey, I mean, you guys have heard me say it and a bunch of times. I mean, I mean, well, and we've said it before. I mean, JC, Bob, Dre, me, we all met because of Funko. Yep. These guys all had channels. I was one of the guys in the box, making smart comments in the box and following them and stuff.
Smart comments. That's just basically saying he would start like flaming us, and then we would flame him back, and that's what friends do, and eventually become good brothers, and that's what we've been. So
but I mean, right now, the last pop I bought, I just got in a pre-order from almost a year ago. That I
shoot me.
No, it actually was Spastic, so it was the My Hero line. But other than that, the last pop I bought was the SDCC C3PO, because I'm going to get it signed at the end, at the beginning of next month at AwesomeCon.
Nice.
Yes, I am flexing.
Yeah, no, he's like, yeah.
But flexing. If I wasn't gonna, if Daniels wasn't gonna be there, I wouldn't have gotten the pop.
Oh, Panchito, nice.
But you guys have heard me say I've moved away from Funko, and I was probably the last out of the four of us to be in it.
I was the first.
If you bring sodas out, there's a question about sodas. Yes, I collect sodas. I have this is 100, and this is 101. And I have a couple. I'm still waiting on a couple, but
I might
love that one.
I might have a couple, not a case over there, but just a couple. I counted last night 21 Glow soda.
It's so funny when I see you guys whip those things out, because I have it's such a different collector I love it because of how very different we collect. Like I whipped out comic books in the pre-show while we were backstage. I whipped out a bunch of comic books for people to check out. Pokemon cards used to be a thing for me. I love them, but I'm just not. They're just financially not a thing that I could get into. Magic the Gathering, though, I do love. And I do love the new set that they just released. The new Capania, which is like a kind of a steampunk gothic city. Like it's like steampunk meets vampires meets like demons. It's a very cool thing.
I was doing Magic about a year ago, and then everybody who I played with just kind of stopped all at once.
Oh, bro, we could play. I got decks, bro. I've been building a commander deck. We could talk.
Oh, dude, I've got some pre-mades. As long as we can play unlimited, we're good to go.
Oh, dude, we play commander. It's 100 card deck, no dupes. Except for lands, and I will be down to play, and especially since you're local. Hot damn! I'm glad I got another local friend. Woohoo!
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Ghosty, what's good? I'm glad to have you in there, man. Oh, look, he says you looking sexy. Woo-hoo.
Love that.
Shout out to Ghosty.
Oh, hang on.
Ghosty into his house.
See, that's the nice thing about having a little bit of my collection behind me. I can pretty much grab anything I need to grab.
Oh, God. Dongle, if I showed you my desk, bro, you'd be like, holy hell. Because I got comics. I got Magic cards. I have probably one of my favorite, if not becoming quickly, one of my favorite figures to pose is this SH Figure Arts right here of Kamen Rider Build.
Oh, eat shit and die.
All right, see y'all. Look what y'all. I'm building an 80 shelf.
That's what happens when you custom order 40 minis.
All right, fun.
I'm
pulling this shit out, are you? Hell no. Macaroni and cheese.
Hey man, I made beef stew, and the girls are gonna be eating some of that for dinner. So,
but you were talking about earlier whether I'm just a single collector. I collect way too much, and that's always been a problem.
So let me ask this. Yes, Josh, that was a Super 7 Lion-O. That is the version 2. I've waited over a year for that figure to come out, and I literally will say, like, since he picks his 5 figures for the year, this is number 1. They did such a great job, and so many people were talking shit to Big Bad Toys about how they were loose. This figure is like probably one of, if not the best figures with the amount of accessories he comes with. They are. Hands down, I love this figure.
Yeah.
Price point was perfect because he was like 50, like typical Super 7 prices, and you can't find him anywhere. My local comic shop for Free Comic Book Day had everybody else but him. So get you a Lion-O if you guys can, because these are fire. And so, Dongle, I'm sorry I cut you off because I was answering JP's question. I have to ask, what are the top 5 things you collect? Besides, now we know number 1 is going to be glow-in-the-dark resin or glow-in-the-dark anything. Okay. What's like 2, 3, 4, 5?
2 would be coins. I have one of every denomination of U.S. coin, including the 20-cent piece. Got very heavy into coins when I was in college, if I'm going to be honest. Nice. Actually was appraising collections for a little bit. So that got me in a lot of trouble because then I would have money from appraising the collections and use that money to acquire coins. So that was probably number 2. Number 3, probably sports memorabilia in general. For example, and a lot of the things people are like, well, how do you have all this? Are you like super rich? And the thing is, I trade more than probably anyone else you'll ever meet. And the thing is that Schmitty can attest to this. I don't really do auctions. I stay on the lower end of the purchasing bracket. For the most part.
Times.
Yeah. I mean, there are the times that I go over the top. I mean, this was one of the most expensive figures I've bought. The Mr. Mento Collab Club Custom.
Oof, that's beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, and there's all this little detail that you can't see until you get it right up in your face. That just gives it a couple extra dimensions. So, I mean, I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces, and it doesn't glow, so that'll just tell you something.
Wow, that does say something when it don't glow.
But at the same time, like, this is probably the most expensive piece individually that I've bought. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what.
And that's the thing, is that I get the one, and then I'm like, oh, well, I like this. Well, you like that? Oh, well, how about we trade? I traded, what was it? 2 chomps, and I ended up getting a Barry Bonds autographed baseball shadow box.
Wow. And you know what? That's, I think, something that I've been noticing a lot of.
And a mystery mini.
But see,
the mystery mini was Aowen, which is like a $200 mystery mini. Just say.
I'll be honest with you. The way I've been kind of noticing the trade community, and from what I could tell, they are killing it with not having it to be value all the time. It's value to the collector. And I think that pays more because I'm going to be honest. It's like if you had a WWE title belt, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted it, but I have something that's designer that you really want. That only cost me maybe $50, but that belt doesn't really hold any value to you. We would talk a trade, right?
Yeah.
Some people would be like, that's insane. That title belt probably cost $400. Why would you trade it? Well, it doesn't have any intrinsic value to me in my collection. Why not get rid of it? You know, it's like, bye.
And you don't know where I got that title belt either if I picked it up at the flea market.
Exactly.
It could have been that, and I'll tell you, I love flea markets. I'll be the first to say it. I mean, sometimes you just go out there and you find gold. I found a Weta King Kong Last Stand statue for $40. If you know Weta statues, that pays shipping, maybe.
Damn.
On the piece. Like, it's the kind of thing you just got to be willing to go out, look, try, unique trades where you're trading across platforms, and sometimes it works out real well.
And I'm going to answer a couple of things here. JP, I'm going to agree with you. I'm glad somebody finally agrees with me. Super 7 right now is probably one of, if not the best companies. Now, granted, for higher end, or I should say the middle tier of their collectibles, they're killing it right now. Anything that's about the $40 to about the $65 range, they're killing it. Y'all know I'm a big wrestling nerd. I still have box and I have to display them. This is Evil for New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is the Super 7. I got one of my favorite Japanese pro wrestlers, Tetsuya Naito, Super 7. And these are the details. They are the equivalent of getting a WWE Elite for like $40. You spend $40 on an Elite that comes out brand new, you get about the same amount of stuff. But the articulation, the cloth goods, it's a better deal for collectors.
Yeah.
Hands down.
The Disney ones are the one I'm eyeing.
Those are beautiful.
When I love that Robin Hood. I want to get the Robin Hood and the Prince John.
Yeah, I think that I saw the Baloo. I've seen a few. I actually just pre-ordered Strawberry Shortcake for my wife because I know that Boss Fight Studios is doing it too, and they did the original Bucky O'Hare's, and they're killing it. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of major companies like that, but when I see a company that's putting out a line that I want to collect, like you did with Funko. Funko was putting out figures and you were like, Rick and Morty's out there. Dude, there are not any other companies that are affordable to get Thundercats toys. Like, you could get the old Mattels and even older LJNs, but you're spending buckets of money. And I'm sorry, I ain't got that. So,
I hear you.
But back again to you. Let me get back to before I get back to you. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of chat in the box here about going to NYCC. Yes, he said I bought a European replica legit at a pawn shop in Texas for $50. Girl, if you don't like wrestling, we need to talk because I got some shit that you can take, and I'll take a European title. I'm not a European champion, but Puerto Rican is as close to. They ain't making a Puerto Rico title belt, even though we're U.S. Let me see. And then BK Phillip, what's up, bro? It's good to have you in here. So Dongle, back to you, my brother. I don't want to ever feel like I'm neglecting my guest, but I've been I'm trying to balance so many balls in the air. It's so crazy.
Yeah, today has been today we've
it's
got a very
active I love it.
Chat, it's great.
I love it, and thank you all for just so y'all. This was an interesting to not let you guys in behind the scenes on how this works. This is a 4-man show. If y'all think I'm the only one, no. If it's not for Bob, me, JC, this wouldn't exist. And Dongle was a great guest to come on last minute. This wasn't like, this was like Friday night into Saturday. I'm on with Smitty. Smitty, get Dongle. Wait, I need help. We got to get this because our other guest, big shout out to Anthony Chandler. I don't want to say I forgot you. Anthony, I know you were feeling really sick on Facebook. You and I talked. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. Stay strong, get better. We will reschedule and have you back on here. I wanted y'all to know that it wasn't like, he bailed. He did not. He was not legitimately was in the hospital for like 4 days. So big shout out. I hope you feel better. And Dongle, thank you for coming in and really just reinvigorating a lot of the things that we love on this show to do. And on top of that, you're a Carolina guy like me, even though I'm a Bronx boy. I'm from the Bronx. I'm born and bred. But having a friend in Carolina that I can talk to and hang out with. Ooh wee, yes.
Hey man, I'm always down. I'm always down.
And what do we got here? Spill the tea, Dre. Spill it. I love Liz. Honorary Ghosty. Ghosty, you know you always welcome to come on the show, brother. You just gotta ask. And then
you gotta ask. Just send them a link.
I know we're gonna just send you a link, brother. I'm tired of having to ask you. I'm just gonna pop you and get your message and be like, bloop. I ain't gonna throw your government up here because I know you. I got your name. I'll be like, bloop. I'm gonna send it to you via text. But yeah, Dongle, my dude. So I'm give me 1 second because the wife is asking a question that no one's gonna be able to answer. So Smitty, I need you to step in. Hit boy Dongle some of those hard-hitting questions that I know that you can do.
Well, Smitty, can I take a second to plug 2 things?
Sure, go right ahead, man.
So I just wanted to, we mentioned it a little earlier, but the Mr. Mentos Collector's Corner is now up and running. We are 15 until the next reveal of the next giveaway, which will happen at 200 members. And I can tell you that it's pretty epic. I have a small Mento collection myself. And I can tell you that I am very jealous of whoever will get this. If you liked giveaway 1 and 2, giveaway 3 is on another level. So that's one. The second thing, just wanted to shout out the Radioactive Glow crew. I heard Ghosties in the box. So wanted to make sure I shouted that out. And lastly, one exciting thing that's coming up is I actually will have a blog coming out soon that will specialize in all things glow. It's taking a little longer to get off the ground because I just closed on a house here. So there's a bunch of honeydews, to put it nicely, that have become very high priority very quickly and are taking a lot of time. But as soon as that's up, it's going to review all glow products and give you some actual, real feedback. How bright it glows, how long it glows, what you need to make it glow at a peak glow. I mean, it's going to be much different than anything I think that's currently out there right now.
What can I say? It's the cheap and nerdy T-shirt.
I'm not sure if you're seeing chat, Dongle.
What?
Huh?
Are you seeing chat?
No, I can't see chat at all.
All right.
And to answer Liz's question, this is Raspopticon.
So I have to ask. I mean, all right. We know you've got the Mento Collab Club piece.
Mm-hmm.
What is all right? What is currently your number one favorite piece in your collection right now?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Man, you are
this is
asking a tough
asking
question
me to
tonight.
pick my favorite child. This is
I know. That's why it's
extremely difficult. All right. So I'll reach behind me here. Excuse my lovely turn. But probably right now, this is number one.
And this is Mento piece.
So this is Mr. Mentos Apple. But what is unique about this one is it is actually the first, what I call, glitch variant, where there are layers of pores within it. So this has several different green glows that were going to be tested for the plastic pizza collab for pizza for breakfast. And it has a couple of those. And then on top of that, it's got a crazy multicolored glow on the drip on top that just pops very differently than a lot of things. And I'll see if I can get this in any way, shape, or form going real quick for you.
Yeah, that piece is crazy.
And you can kind of see the different lineations here of the different glows. So this one is just a very special piece to me. It was never really put anywhere. It was the kind of thing where I was lucky enough to kind of get the opportunity to get it before anyone else even knew it existed. So this is just a very special piece to me right now.
And those are the kind of things that, I mean, you can get in building those relationships with some of the artists.
Oh yeah.
They know certain things that, for Dongle, it's glows, with Ghosty, I mean, he knows anything he puts out, I'm going to be trying for,
Well, I've joined those ranks too with you there, Smitty. Ghosty
so
puts out some crazy stuff.
It's those kind of things where, you get those, it's those unique things when the artists give you an inside, or, when Ghosties showed me, the early drawings that him and Mento were going back and forth for on the pins, and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things to me is what helped. I mean, it really makes, the whole custom toy, group, and the resin guys and girls, just so special. I mean, they appreciate it, but it's those kind of special little things that you get, within the community and when you meet up.
Oh yeah,
and that's true. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that is true, because Handmade by Robots did that for Bob. They made him feel extremely special.
Yep.
And I bet you, Dongle, because I know you've been saying you've been collecting. Speak on your story about how they blessed you. I need to hear this.
And that's the thing, is that pretty much, every artist I've pretty much reached out to in some way, just to be like, hey, like your stuff, whatever. And like I said, just from that point forward, the outpouring of just, like I said, the love, the general, like, just community feel that they really surround you with is, like I said before, it's just on a different level than anywhere else. Like the very beautiful gentleman who just joined, speaking of the glow hole, there may be someone here who had a very, very behind the scenes but very huge part in helping make that thought forward.
Who? What?
And like I said, it's just a different community, a different experience than really any other collector group, and I've been a lot of them. A lot of them. So
that's what we got to talk about when we got love right there. Exactly. You got to feel that love. You got to feel that bond. I'm not feeling it from Ghosty.
I'm feeling a lot of things.
Well,
but I
you
can't
gotta
talk
buy
about
something
that.
first.
Oh, look. He said he's feeling a lot of things. I'm saying he feels that love for Bob, but not for Smitty, but for me, I'm chopped liver right here. I feel some kind of way.
Don't feel that way.
It's okay. I'll deal with it. Excuse me.
I have lots of personal issues,
oh,
Apparently, do we have to have an intervention here?
This kind of fits too here.
What does that one say?
You sick fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Showed up for the pre-show for Booze and Buddies. You would feel this love.
Yeah, you would feel the love
from Ghosty. You would feel the love from Dongle. You would feel the
Friday
love
nights
from
at
Leslie.
9.
Bob,
I'm sorry.
On the Booze and Buddies Discord.
All right,
Every week.
Bob
I'm gonna drop a
love
knowledge
from
bomb.
all of them.
Larry, I'm gonna drop a knowledge bomb right now. I wish I was up at 9:30 because the last 3 Fridays I've been
We can
asleep.
wake you up. It's fun.
Oh, don't try, because the baby. If I wake up, the baby's up, and then I'm up all night. No thanks.
There you go.
That's
That's the key. Is to wake the baby up. With the baby, we get Dre up.
Bob, you about to get stabbed. Rob, you're about to get stabbed. Not by me. The wife will come and gank you.
We're just trying to get you up that way. That way you can buy stuff on Bosom Buddies.
So trust me, I love you. No, I love you guys. This is. I wish I could stay up. It's like half the time I'll have my phone by the bed. Like I'll be there looking at it, and I'm like, oh, I click it, and then I'm just like, and then phone falls on the floor.
But it's fine. That's still watch time for them.
So
that's still one more viewer in the chat.
So here's what I'm going to say about it, because obviously I don't have kids, so I can't sit there and say I have a dog. So she really just does what she wants to do. But bro, I stay up some nights 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning to watch boozing, and then I got to wake up the next day at 6 in the morning to do a show. So I have 5 hours when you're talking about a hearty sleep. So I don't got no reservations about this. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to be here. Oh, I need my little sleepy deepy doo. No, I don't want to hear it.
I agree with you.
Right there.
I'm not disagreeing, because trust me, I love him. He's been one of the few people, and Dongle, you'll be hearing this. He's one of the few people that in this community, besides Alex, shout out to Playful Gorilla, them two, I pretty much on speed dial on my phone. They have an active text window on my text messages. Okay, that's how important they are to me.
Question here: how far up or down on the speed dial are they? Like
we put you on the spot
top
there.
5, we talking top 10?
Wife, mother-in-law, friends, and I have that's them. They sit in that friends group.
But again, how high up on that friends group do they sit?
Above you, Bob.
Wait.
That's fine.
Wow.
I will take
above
that.
you.
That's fine. Yes, exactly. As long as they're above me, we're good.
Yeah, it's Alex and him are tied.
Yeah.
Alex and him are tied. Smitty is above them, and they're right below Smitty.
It's crazy because it's literally on my all jokes aside, on my phone, it is pretty much at this point my wife, my mom, Yessie. I swear to God, I'm not even lying. It's that, and then it's then it's another message that's Alex, Fett, and Yessie, and then it's Smitty, because Smitty's right there, and then it's everybody else comes under it, because I think I talk to Smitty more than I talk to my wife.
Damn, Smitty.
I mean that in a good way. That just means that I don't talk to many people.
Exactly, and I know that you and bro. But I think that's what having your close knit group of friends. That's how it is. When
but
Smitty
even still, actually,
about that.
I was going to say the other thing. I was going to say the other thing too. Is Dongle, him, and then Dagos is always texting back and forth and shit. And then Mento too. Mento, I don't bother him as much as I should, but I bother him enough. So it's it's right there. It's all in that crazy collective.
Yeah, Serge.
This is where Liz starts playing up. Yeah. Oh, 3 years.
Oh, I just saw it. Oh shit! All right. Well, I don't want to make this about me. We're here for Dongle, so
exactly Dongle. So Dongle, now that you have let me put it to you this way. Now that you have somebody that you actually enjoy in the community as well, how do you feel? Does this make you even feel a little bit more special? That look, we got Ghosty to come on the same time you are. This gotta feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I ranked a Ghosty appearance, but
you did.
Glad to know I do.
I do what I can.
Oh, dude, he has a standing. He knows, he wants me and Liz to go head to head with talking about wrestling. And he's like, I gotta be in there. And I'm like, he's like, I'll be back. And we have.
Bro, I foam at the mouth thinking of that. I cannot wait for that to happen.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you now. Are you ready? That's how it's gonna be. But yeah, Dongle, I mean, this is what we do when we come on and we have you come talk. It's I want you to, this is part of that whole collecting concept. What you were saying that you enjoy about this community is that we can reach out to Ghosty, and he's such a good friend of not just ours, but of our channel, that he comes on and wants to just chill with us. that's what we do. And when we have a guest like you that actually, patrons his work, that's awesome. That this just makes it like that full circle of love, man. We try to keep it positive and happy. So, so now that you collect, when you say you got into like vintage collection and like that got me interested. Did you ever get into like vintage comics or like vintage toys? And when I say vintage, I mean, how far vintage do you go?
So with toys, a lot of the Marx toys from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So, Creature of the Black Lagoon, all kinds of crazy little monsters and cowboys and, the little old school Native American figures. They had, it just had some very creative things ahead of their time. So that was one of the more interesting ones that I followed there. And with comics, I've always loved the Fantastic Four. I actually have almost, outside of a couple original, like Silver Age keys that are just untouchable price-wise, I have almost a full run of the Fantastic Four up until the 90s. So went really crazy into that. And probably my Grail comic is, I believe it's Tales of Suspense 49. It's the first X-Men Avengers crossover ever.
Yo, that is dope.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah. Either way, it's a.
I want to get into keys. Like my local shop has a bunch of cool key issues, and they just had for Free Comic Book Day. I was there with my little daughter. And first off, I got to shout out Smitty. Smitty, thank you so much. Like, it meant a lot when you mentioned Lana's play, because like that meant a lot to me personally and to my family. It shows how much you care about us. So like, big shout out to you. She had a lot of fun.
Great. I feel an asshole now. Thanks, Smitty.
You're part of the family. You're part of the family, Bob. It's okay. But I was looking at some keys, and they had like one of the first Miles Morales appearance, which is one of the keys I want to get my hands on. And it was like not in the greatest condition, but it was still like at half price. It would have been like $50 for like a 7. And I was tempted because I have to budget what I spend, because Daddy didn't have that budget for it as much as I wanted it. It's just one of those things that like keys. The other thing about having is I don't have a place to put it. Like if I do keys, I want to get the issue, and then I want to like do a little thing with it. Like, I don't know if you did that with Fantastic Four, but I would love to do like you get the Fantastic Four cover and then get the figures to like pose in like an array like the cover, or have the figures posed next to the book.
Yeah, honestly, I've kept all my comics kind of put away recently just because I don't have a great place to display them. So I've got them all in my my long boxes put away. But yeah, with me, all the keys and semi keys I've got, those have all been just real luck more than anything. It's been like, oh, so and so has a box of comics that they're looking to get rid of. Out of 100, there's one that was worth keeping, and it happened to be a key.
Nice.
So
nice.
Just those kind of situations. I think the most I've ever spent on a comic, like $10.
Oh, did you ever slab any comics or no?
Not yet.
But you're going
I need to slab some, and I need to grade some cards, but that's just another expense. And it's like, well, do I want to spend $50 to preserve this one that I've already got preserved extremely well and I know nothing will happen to? Or would I like to buy another resin toy?
I mean, that's actually a very interesting question I want to ask you that provokes an interesting question.
Yeah.
So have you ever had that kind of hit you where you're like, damn, this drop is happening and I want to get this, but at the same time, another artist got a drop and you're like, shit, which way do I go? Have you ever had that happen?
All the time. All the time. Probably the most recent one was BIM Toy was dropping their Tiny Ghost mystery box, and at the exact same time, Scott Tolson was dropping his bourbon shard at the exact same time. And I only have one phone. I can only get one at a time. And yes, I have spent my OnlyFans money for the month.
I can't.
But it's the kind of thing where, at that point you just gotta you make a call and you go for it. I mean, that one I went Scott Tolson because I have a ton of Tiny Ghost and that was my first shard. So I wanted to see what the shard hype was about, and one after bourbon was a great one to go for. I love bourbon, so that kind of made the choice really easy. So, that happens, but I think the harder thing is when there's so much coming out that you want and you still have a mortgage. You still have this and that and the other.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've never missed a bill, for anything, any drops. That's like, I think a line a lot of people should follow, but I know a lot of people that do not, to put it mildly. But that's the kind of thing is that, it's more my budget that constrains. Because I can tell you at any given time, there's probably 40 pieces I want, and I can afford 2, if that.
And so that's an interesting thing. I like the way you say that. Like, watching how, I respect you for what you said. It's like, I think that the day a collector ever's like, well, shit, man, forget the lights. Who needs lights? Or, man, I'll eat. I'm gonna, who heat bill? It's fine. It's summertime. They don't. There are collectors that are out there that will do that, and I feel like they're, you're not doing justice to the actual piece. That's art. You don't live in a freaking box and have a Van Gogh painting hanging in the box. And I think that that's something I can respect for what you just said.
Well, and the other thing is that everything I buy gets put on display. I haven't really shown off too much here, but I mean, this is one display and it is 5 shelves stacked as full as they can get in many rows. So it's the kind of thing where nothing comes here and goes into a box. All the time I have people coming over going, hey, what's this? Where'd you get this? And that's probably my favorite thing about it is just showing other people and, letting other people see these varied forms of art that they otherwise wouldn't come into contact with, to be very rare. And that's just
hard. That's hard for some people because they don't really think outside of the mainstream. They see this, which is this is an amiibo. They'll see an amiibo and be like, wow. And I love Kirby, so that's why I got the amiibo. But they don't see a person that goes and gets a custom piece in the same light. It's an art piece that you have. It's a discussion piece. And I think that's one of the cool things I do love that you say is you display your collection. It's something that I've been doing a lot more of and trimming the fat on pieces I have that I just don't care about, to actually building out a collection where people can come and say, oh, let me look at your comic books, or let me look at your manga. Oh, wait, let me go take a look at that statue, and talk about that. And I think that that's cool that if I went to your house, I can go look at your shelf.
Which you will. You'll get to see it and you'll be like, yep, it gets called the museum. When you come to my house, most people call it the museum. And it's because, like I said, everywhere you look, there's a display and it's something else. There's original film cartoon cells. There's,
those are dope.
Tiny Ghost. There's, I'm just glancing around and doing a terrible job. Various antiques, little Jack's X-ray figures, Kid Robot figures, Chomp, Mario. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you may not like everything I have, but I've yet to find somebody, and some people really don't like collecting a lot, and even they come over and they go, oh, but you got that Barry Bonds ball. That's really cool, So it's just nice that you always have something that you connect with people over, something that they can really express their love of, that you can join them in that love of that piece.
Is that one of the things that got you into collecting as well? Like that kind of camaraderie within the collecting, that like when people come over, that they would actually be able to bond over something that you own. So like you would have a talking point with them.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. I mean, I did theater as a kid. I've always loved to talk. It's the kind of thing. I love talking. I love being around people. I like having people talking to me for large portions of the day. And that's, a little unusual sometimes for some people in the collector area, but I just like being surrounded. And the thing is that if you only pigeonhole into one thing, there's only really one group of people that can, appreciate that portion to the extent you do,
Sure.
and where you have the more varied pieces, you might get someone coming in looking at, oh yeah, I looked at the Barry Bonds thing, but then they go, oh, but what's that apple over there? Or what's that little ghost? Or, oh, they make something, they make a Naruto glow soda? Oh, they make Goku? They make Goku in a pop? Oh, and he's doing the Kamehameha blast? And next thing you know, you've went from someone who saw a lot of stuff to someone who is enjoying and appreciating everything around, which
I like hearing that
experience.
I think that ultimately part of that whole experience you just described is why we do what we do. I've had friends that like have had collections that were into anime when I first moved to Charlotte, and they had like these big berserk like style statues that are gorgeous to look at. They're like quarter scale statues. And I'm in love. I love berserk. And I'm like, you want to go look at it, but they would give you like a look at like, hey man, you too close. And I'm like, well, but then why do you have it out? Like, if you don't want anybody to look at it, put it in a separate room. Don't have it in your damn living room where I'm sitting on the couch and I can see the thing at the corner of my eye, But I agree with you. It's like your collection should be a talking point to a degree.
That's why I have all right here. That's why I have them all right here. Anytime you come over, you want to see something, I'm like, okay, let me grab that for you. Go take a look at it. And I mean, yeah, occasionally things do break, but nothing's forever. And I'd rather people enjoy it and me get to enjoy it with them than it sits somewhere where no one gets any joy from it.
Because that's your rule, Yessie.
What was her rule?
No
touchy. Yeah, no touchy. I said it. I said it before I even saw the text. Yep. I think I'm very much that way with my kids. Like my older daughter Lana, I'll let her pick up a piece and like I'll let her hold it and look at it and see it. Where Lorelai, since she's only going to be 2, like I'll give her something to hold, but I'll monitor her holding it. Like I'll say like, look at this, and I'll show it to her. And she's, for a 2-year-old, like my cousin's kids, I could not have in my house because they'll like grab everything and start pulling it down. And my kids, they can go to your house and look at stuff and not touch it because they know. Oh, and I think that's something awesome to do, like to set them up for like ask, go have them look, but don't just go up there yourself and be like, oh, mine, I'm gonna look at it,
That's just all good raising, though. I can tell you, like with my little one, she has friends over all the time, and the first thing she does is when they walk in, she goes, "You can see anything you want, but you have to come talk to my daddy first, and he will get it for you. And if you don't, you will never be here again." And it's
I like that.
This little talk, and then we've had probably 30, 40 kids over, and I mean, no one's ever had an issue. And I mean, that's saying something when you're talking about 8 years and younger. That's a crazy age where listening skills.
They're subjective. They're very subjective. It's like, hey, what did you say? Because I'll tell you now, I have a PlayStation 4 in the living room, and Rory, when she'll grab the controller, and we're like, give us the controller back, and she'll go like this, like, huh? What? And then like run. she'll throw the controller and like, and I'm not like talking like a little like drop it. Like I'm talking like Smitty just did, like what, and like
wasn't me.
Gone. Exactly, it wasn't me, and she's gone. Which is hilarious, by the way. It's I know you've experienced it. I have two here.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee I know that you've experienced some of those craziness of that happening.
Oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that sometimes, you know, I gotta actually say, like, I know a lot of collectors that are like, I don't like it when my you know, child has friends over. I gotta tell you, like I said, from my most experience, especially with you know, as she's getting older and they're getting a little more mature, like it's nice to see their eyes light up with some things that they've never seen before, you know. And, I mean, like I said, I mean, I remember going over to some of my friends' houses and seeing their dad's collections, you know, and just asking them about it for hours. I mean, I've always been obsessed with collecting, I think, since I was little, you know. I mean, Pokemon at 7, you know, and then onward and upward from there. But it's just the kind of thing where, you know, especially when you can get the younger generation really into it and, you know, showing that same glow. And that's why I got into Pokemon again. Honestly, I was cleaning up my house, well, my parents' house, and we found my old cards. And when we found my old cards, she was like, "Oh, is that Jigglypuff? Can I have that Jigglypuff card?" And just the way that she lit up, you know, and I mean, this was over like a, you know, 10-cent Jigglypuff card, you know, you would have thought that she just got $1 million bill. And it's just something you can't capture in other ways.
You're 100%. 100%. You can't, there is just nothing that beats that moment of like your kid seeing that toy that you hand them, like whatever it is. I respect the hell out of you for that, because I it's even us. Like if somebody gives you something, like if you guys didn't see that video where I opened up Lino, my eyes were just beaming because that was one of my favorite toys growing up as a kid. Mm-hmm. You know, it's you can't replace that joy, and when you could share it with other people, especially your own, nothing touches that. Nothing. Oh, dude, I love that. I love it. So, Dongle, are you going to be, since I know you're a local boy, I got to ask some of these local questions then. So, since you're local to me, are you hitting up Heroes Con?
I've actually never done a convention before.
What?
Believe it or not.
Oh, my goodness.
The closest thing I've come to a convention was I went to Fan Jam for the Loyal Subjects. And it's just really traveling, going anywhere is always very tough for me, just because I'm always my daughter's got a lot going on and I work a lot. So between that tends to be the biggest impediment almost every time. Is anytime anything comes up, it's, oh, but we've got ballet, or oh, we've got this game, or oh, we've got this. And it's like, well, do I want to drive even 4 hours if it's in Raleigh, you know, 3-4 hours? Do I want to drive 4 hours, go there, have a great time, sure, but then drive 4 hours back later?
Yes, he says your card has been revoked. No. His parent card trumps that one, because I'm gonna say that, because when I know that that's not easy, especially when you have a little one and you want to go to a show. Like obviously this year has been just obviously coming out of COVID. You know, it's been a pain in the ass to try to find any sort of chances to get to go to any cons. And now that we've had cons open up, it is a completely different thing. Man, they make it sound so easy, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they? They make it sound so easy.
Can I just say,
come talk to my wife? If anyone can,
I know y'all want to get I'll get my wife up in here. Y'all heard this.
I will pay you.
Can I just tell you, I'm fucking dying at Yessie. Like
she's flaming everybody in the chat. I love it in the box, bro.
If you think this is listen, this
you
is
should
nothing.
Hear what he does to me on a normal Friday night.
This is nothing.
No, this is why I say, Dre, you need to get into the pre-show, because this is what it's like.
No, I'm loving it because I'll sit here and be like, yo, y'all know wifey will come over here and be like, what? If I didn't say he can't do it, I have to ask permission for a lot of stuff, and I do it because of the baby. Because I know the wife's got a lot on the plate, and trust me, when you guys have kids, for y'all that don't, it is a pain in the ass when you got to try to just say, "Can I go to the bathroom?" without having your daughter want to sit there with you, and you can't take a dookie. I'm gonna be real.
Well, let her do it once. When it's horrible, she'll never want to do it again.
Oh, she comes in there all the time. I keep the door open at this point. I sit there. She had a potty next to me.
COVID, she can't smell.
I'm telling you, that's unfortunately not how any of that works.
I know. It's like I wish I could translate that for you. It's like my friends that have a dog. They don't want to have kids, and a big shout out to them. I love them. And hey, Ghosty, you know I love you. I love you, bro. I'm gonna be real.
I have 2 dogs.
I know, and my friend that has his dog, and their dog is beautiful. Love their dog. He loves my kids. But the thing is, that dog is as much responsibility to them. They said as much as Rory, and costs more. I said, how does your dog cost more? Man, they got the health insurance plan. They got this plan. I'm like, damn. But that dog is so loved and has a spot in their home. It's respect. I love it. You know, it's like they've dropped their collecting. They've tailored a lot of their life to now having their pet in their house. So I respect that. You know, it's a big deal. You know, when you have kids, it's the same way. You tailor your collecting. Then when the kid gets older, you can go back in and be like, hey, wait, I took all that away. Let's go back and examine this again. Or the kid gets into it. Like I said, Lana's into collecting. I've given her a Priscilla piece, a Ghosty piece. I've given her a Playful piece. And she's got some other stuff. Like she's into that, which is dope. And now hearing the Dongle's kids going the same route, that's a very cool feeling, man. You get to be like, hey, your kid gets to be like, yo, when they come over, if they did the show and tell in school, hey, can I bring that in?
Favorite.
That would be, dude. Imagine your daughter getting to take one of taking Ghosty's plushie in for show and tell.
Mm-hmm.
That would be. See, that would be dope as hell. To me, that's like look at my piece.
Dope.
That thing looks exact. I'm saying, Ghosty, how would that make you feel? I'm curious. How would that make you feel?
Now, if somebody walked in with one of these, that's where I would sit there and be like, "How did you get one of these?"
That's the one.
Ghosty, you heard that? That's the one Dongle wants.
I'm requesting that shit too.
That's gonna be money, bro. That's not one of those cheap ones. That's the prototype. But for me, if that was a scenario, bro, like ultra humbled already, you know what I mean? But like that's on a different level. You know what I mean? Like to have somebody bring my piece in for show and tell, that's straight. You know what I mean? So I would love that.
I've done that in 2 different ways. We had like a show and tell at work. And I did the Priscilla piece, the Priscilla custom. So when I brought in the micros, some of them recognized it as, didn't you do a show and tell piece like this? I was like, yeah, that was the custom one.
Well, and that's the thing is that I got to tell you, like the craziest thing is that like I've got my daughter requesting stuff like as it's coming in. It's like, she's like, Daddy, I want a plushie. You will get the plushie. It's like, well, okay, next package. I guess there will be a plushie in that package. You know?
I like that. Goes to Ghosty's website, like click, order. Dude, your plushie is awesome, Ghosty. Just so you know, I do love that plushie.
I appreciate it. That ironically, that took about, I think, 4 to 6 months to get the right people to actually do it. So it like the problem is with that one. So all right, so here we go. I'm not trying to take this all on me, but it went from being this big, the hefty motherfucker, into this size, and then we have the other one, which is this is the prototype for the smaller one. And then the other one has the beads in it. So, because if you put this one just on the actual table, it flops like a wet noodle. So, but I love this fucking. I want to get more. There's another one that we're working on right now. A different character, but can't say too much because I was told that if I do say too much, I'm gonna get murdered. So,
all right, so don't say that. But
Shout out
that's
to
good to
Yessie.
know.
yeah. So yeah, bro, if there's one thing I think if I was to not give it up like completely, but if I was to stay in the design stuff, I would go with more plushies than anything because I love them. I don't know, they're so soft.
There is something about it, right? Like when I went to Disney and I got my Sully, it's like there's just something about it when you hug it, it just feels nice. And I gave it to my when Rory was like a baby, like when she was like 2 months old. I remember putting it in the crib next to her, and she loved it. It's so soft. I mean, come on, man, it's comfortable. It's a comforting thing.
You never admit that, Yessie. You never admit that. As an attorney, you never admit that.
Exactly.
Deniability, plausible deniability.
Bro, this thing, like now that I'm really holding it. So, just for anybody who does watch this and does decide to get into like actual plush toys and shit, this for us as a proto costs $250 alone, right? So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's one of those ones where like I'm gonna keep that shit in my my arsenal until
exactly one of one,
right?
Ultra limited edition, one of one. I mean, but that's awesome though. Yeah, Dom, I gotta ask that too. Go ahead, Ghosty, before I continue.
No, I was gonna say it was like the only thing it's a journey. You know what I mean? This whole thing is a journey. It's a learning experience too. So that's kind of why I love this whole scene with the resin stuff and even the vinyl toys and even the plush on top of it, pins and all that. So as an artist, it's really cool to kind of go to all these different areas and learn the different shit that's involved, and then meeting people who actually enjoy the stuff that you put out. So yeah, I'll shut the fuck up now.
No, it's all good. So Dongle, I gotta ask, since you've never been to a con and like that's like what kind of triggered all our off-topic talk. Would you if you have the time, would you want to go? Because I'm gonna actually be attending. And I have a friend of mine that's an artist that we had on the show a couple weeks ago now, but almost a month ago. He's going to be there with a table in the artist alley, and he works for Scout Comics. So, I mean, it's like I'm only going for the day. And I mean, Heroes Con's so small, but you get to see so many cool artists. I mean, it'd be a great experience for you. They also have like video games in the back that are free for the kids to play. They'll have the 501st always shows up. I know that there's usually some sort of charity auction on top of the actual vendors that go up there. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it's a small show, but I mean, if you're interested in going, I mean, like I'll set up a meetup with you. We could always go. I'm going to bring the wife and the kids with me, so you could always bring the wife and the kids with you. Come on in.
Yeah, we'll have to talk details on that. I think for sure, if nothing else, I believe Ghosty is trying to get to a con down south. I don't know.
Quite a few, actually.
Actually, if you came to a con, you want me to give you Ghosty? I'll give you my honest opinion. Raleigh Super, because they're owned by the company that does MegaCon down in Florida, and my wife went there, and they're the best convention. I've had the most fun there.
That's actually one of the ones I was looking at too. So it's funny you bring that up.
If we got to talk, if you want to do that next year, let me know, because I will gladly work with you to do something down there, like help you out at the table. Because I mean, Dongle will help you out too. We both Carolina boys, and Bob's not that far. You got 3 helpers that'll come and work with you, bro.
He's already got
my wife just said I'm not a Carolina boy. She's right. I'm a New York boy, born and bred, baby. The BX represent.
Yes, he's already having issues with this.
I love it.
So wait. Before I say anything else, I must talk with my manager to make sure that everything is okay. So I just want to throw this out there. Everything I say is great until I speak with the manager. So these are all tentative things. Right, Yessie?
All right. Yessie, was that good? Is it okay? that if we need to work, do we have to do myself, Dongle, and Bob have to speak with you regarding any of this?
I think the only one that's like okayed, like traditionally, is Smitty because she knows Smitty in person to be like, yes, it's okay, it's fine, it's no problem. So I just automatically assume everything I do with Smitty is okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, yes. Oh, we do. So, okay. So, Ghosty, you're gonna have to vet me, bro. Apparently, I got to be vetted. So does Bob. So does Dongle. You're gonna have to vet us. You know.
Oh, I've already failed the vetting process with Purple.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm on a pretty much a constant reevaluation list.
Dongle's done right now with her. Like,
fingers crossed. Hoping to go on to the nice list from the naughty list.
Listen. I'm hoping that because you're on the show, Smitty maybe puts in a good word. You know, you got me and Bob. I love how Liz is like, I don't even give him enough credit. But Liz, you love him. There's a difference. Like my wife loves me too.
But you see how many times she likes to just throw stuff out at me about me.
But she loves you. That's what she can do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
It's all out of love. It ain't out of malice.
Exactly. It's hard love, bro. It's hard love.
He probably doesn't even vet me. Oh shit.
Oh no, I love Liz. Liz is awesome. She could always be on. She's like Ghosty. She has a standing invite to be on the show anytime she wants. That's how awesome she is.
Well, we can't have too many of them on at the same time, or else we'll have no chat. So
exactly,
you gotta be careful. Toe that line a little.
Exactly. So Dongle, we're definitely gonna have to talk, bro. You and me about that, like getting together to do Heroes. And if you haven't been to, have you been to any of the shops like locally in Charlotte?
Oh yeah, I've been to all.
So you've been to Rebel Base?
Huh?
You've been to Rebel Base?
Yep, many times.
Dude, Troy is like, I know Troy. He's like my best friend. Like he's freaking awesome. I just saw his wife. I know Josh, Sean, Chris. I know all the guys in the store. I've been going there for years, dude. I gotta talk to you about something. Maybe you may want to actually come through because I got a little something in the works for later this year with the shop and us. So doing a little collab.
Definitely, man. Like I said, it used to be at a point, especially when I was doing a lot of Funko and looking after the mystery minis. I was known pretty much at every collectible shop in the Charlotte area because I was there at least once a week.
Nice.
I
love it. Well, I'm glad that, like I said, I'm really glad you came on the show, dude. It's like this has been by far one of the best shows we've done in a long time. It's like I feel like you help reinvigorate a lot of us getting the chat going. Like that, this has been a lot of. I want to say I can't thank you enough. Like I feel like you coming on the show and being a last minute clutch dude as you've been, like this has been one of the most fun shows in a long time. You know, so thank you. I'm
just blessed and happy to be, have the opportunity to come on and spend some time with you guys and talk a little bit about why I love collecting. And share that with y'all.
It's a different perspective. And I think that one of the best things is like from Smitty's perspective, I love it. And like, we're all collectors at the end of the day. Like I've talked with Ghosty about his collecting. Bob and I've talked about it. Smitty's talked about it. You've talked about it. And it's interesting to hear the perspectives of why we got into it, what we collect, and yet that we're all similar in how we do it. There's that common thread that we all have. And I love that hearing it from you. And you are just probably one of the most genuinely good people. Like I hear when you talk about like wanting to share that love in the community and creating a community. And
it's all love.
And me and you may have to talk about doing something with Charlotte because I've been wanting to do something. So now that I've met another dude that's got that like-mindedness, we're going to have to talk about it.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Oh, look see, now he's teasing. Look, he's like, dude. Like I have the Baby Shark song while I'm watching him is playing in my head.
What was that?
I know it's like.
And now it's time for a shameless plug. Any of you in the New York City area, come see Ghosty Saturday at Patches and Pins.
Okay,
that's right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wait, Ghosty, you came on. plug the hell out of that, please. Plug it
All right,
now, sir.
so I'm actually jump right off the camera as soon as I do this because I got to eat. But anyway, so Saturday is Patches and Pins. It is May 14th. It goes from, I believe, 12 to 7 in Manhattan. If you want to buy tickets for the event, it's patchesandspinsexpo.com. I'll be there. I know Urge Yourself is going to be there. Pinuendo is going to be there. There's a bunch of us that are going to be there. Pretty much everybody that's been on the scene in pin collecting, and also some resin guys are going to be there as well. And then on top of that, let's not ever forget that on Friday nights at 9:30, it is always time for the Booze and Buddies. So you can find that on Playful Gorillas channel on Instagram. That's every week on Friday. My ass is usually inside the chat, making fun of everything possible, and that's just how I do things. Also, join the Discord because I'm always on there too, and then I do a pre-show at 9 o'clock on Friday nights prior to the event that they do on Instagram. This week, it's going to be a big one because it is Friday the 13th. So you guys should definitely check that one out. I'm not saying I got anything. I may not. I don't know. Who knows? What's this? What's that? So anyway, going on. And shall talk to you guys soon. Love you, boys. And I'm going to jump out of here. And now I'm going to get some pizza. Later.
Enjoy. All right. That was a great plug. And I totally was just about to ask him if he wanted to come on our show before they go on their show, because we're doing our giveaway on Friday. So shameless plug for us. We did not put a hashtag, but I'm going to put the hashtag community. That's going to be the hashtag for this video, folks. So if you we're not a part of the live, but you do watch this video, you have till I think it's Friday to submit a hashtag. And for the hashtag for this video is going to be hashtag community. Why? Because this was proof why we have such a good one, folks, a very healthy one. This is why we do what we do. Dongle is proof that, you could live in the same area and enjoy a lot of the collecting love. You got to spread it and share it. It's not hard to just find that common thread. It's not a gender thing. It's not a race thing. It's just a collecting thing. You don't got to be a parent. You don't got to be a dog lover, a cat lover, whatever. You love collecting. We find something for you here. And that's what this channel is about. And I know Dongle is proof positive that I found another friend locally that I can talk to about that. So, and Dongle is right sometimes.
I mean,
hashtag
Dongle clock is right twice a day. So
exactly.
I get my moments.
It's awesome. So yes, I will say the hashtag for this will be hashtag community. It'll be put inside of the text box in our video. So once it actually renders and posts up here, I'll be able to do that. So just comment hashtag community. You'll be entered to win some of our cool prizes. I do have a prize for my friend Toy Realm's channel. He's Christian. He is an awesome dude. He was here in the chat earlier. Check him out, folks. He is amazing. Go to The Toy Realm on YouTube, hashtag The Toy Realm, and you'll get entered in to win a collection of mini super right here figures that I got. This is from my personal collection to go out to you.
That's one possibility. This piece by Surge is another possibility.
This bottle cap is another possibility.
That's going to be mailed from Bob to you. So that's going to be, as he'll sign it too. It'll be a one of one.
Yeah. What's up, Eric?
So just letting you guys know, just make sure you check out what we do. We're very active in our community, folks. I've been wanting to technically reach out and put out a thing for our Discord because, we're on Discord. We're on Instagram. Check out Smitty Rock. Dongle, I just subscribed to your channel, not your channel, but your Instagram, which is _Golden_Dongle. He has some great pictures up there. I just checked it out, folks. Please check him out. He's a Charlotte guy, just like me. Doesn't sound like he's a Charlotte guy because I know I have a northern accent. So I'm wondering when I get to question him a little bit deeper, me and him are going to find out a little bit more. But yeah, you guys are always welcome to come talk to him, talk to us. And this will not be the first or last time you will see him on the show. You guys will be seeing him come back because I like to invite people
technically it is his first time on here. It's not his last time on here.
That's right. Thank you, Bob. It'll be
I
his
like to
first,
hear.
not his last. And like I said, you guys always know I'm so glad to everybody that came and kept the chat going. I do want to say shout out to our unofficial mods, which will be made official at some point, to Liz and Yessie. They have kept it very on point, very awesome. Love you, girls. Thank you so much for doing that. And big shout out to Josh Pence. Big shout out to Christian of the Toy Realm, who I just mentioned. And two, we had several other people come through, and I know I missed you in the scroll. Do not take offense. I love you guys still for coming on air, but as always, it's getting on that time. We went 30 minutes over, but I don't even care that we went 30 minutes over. Dongle was awesome. Having Ghosty show up for this show just because he wanted to drop in was equally as cool. Big shout out, and I'm gonna feed his ego, Smitty, because Smitty, if it wasn't for you, this episode would have just been a pre-record. Too many goatees on the screen. It's sexy, baby. That's what it is. My wife complains about it. That's why I have to keep it trimmed. So
beard.
Bob's a beard. There's 3 goatees and a beard. That should be the name of the video.
See, now that would be a fun friggin' name for our channel.
Look at Smitty. He's like, no, I can't do it.
3 goatees.
Guys, no, that's not going to happen.
3 goatees and a beard, folks. Comment. Actually, you know what? If you guys want to see that as another video, 3 goatees and a beard, we will name it that, title it that for Toy Chats. Comment that down below. If I get 50 people before Friday's show,
I'm not doing a duet with Bob. I don't care how many people comment that.
No. It's not a duet. We're going to have a special show that's going to be called 3 Goatees and a Beard. And I'll have Serge design us a logo for that show.
There you go.
See? Look at him. Look at him. Now he's like, what?
No.
Look at Smitty.
Come on, Smitty.
Come on, Smitty.
Come on, Smitty.
Smitty, feel the pressure. 2 boys in it. Pop. Look at that. Look at Eric right there. He said it. 3 goatees and a beard.
And Eric's like, yeah, let's have a duet. I'm like, no.
No duets. We're not singing. No, we're not singing.
All right, first of all, there's no problem with doing karaoke over YouTube.
I'll sing.
No, Bob, you've done great with that.
I have.
I've watched a couple of your
I've done pretty well.
Competitions.
I do, Eric. Actually, it's at right about here. I'm saving that piece of nacho fry for later.
That's a flavor saver right there for Bob.
Yeah.
And for a beard, this is short for me. So I'm just saying.
That is. He has trimmed it.
This is short.
Hey, Mama, come here. You want to come on?
And this hair is too long. So.
And she ran away. The Geek Baby did not make an appearance, Liz. I'm sorry. I have to apologize to you because I asked her, but she's in a mood. She kind of.
I see how it is.
She is her first non-appearance. I'm a little surprised, but she's going to be 2. That's just how it goes. But all right, let's go. Bye. Well, Yessie, look, you manage Booze and Buddies. But
I'm
we will be who wants to say goodbye. We haven't said goodbye yet. Y'all so extra. Damn right we are.
My fun. I'm a little extra now.
So
Bob.
I know. I was going to say you and Bob share the same love.
Hell yeah.
All right, folks. I love you guys. Let's all end it here. Thank you to Dongle for coming on the show. It was awesome getting to meet you, dude. I cannot wait to actually get to talk to you and actually meet you outside of YouTube. As always, thank you to my 2 amazing co-hosts, King Bob, the beautiful barbarian. That should be his D&D character. Talk to JC about that. And Smitty Rock, who is another amazing dude, lover of sci-fi and creatives. And obviously, watch your head on the way out the dungeon, folks. As always, stay geeky, y'all. Peace.